Welcome back, everybody. Michael, how's it going?
Good. How's it going, Robert?
Good, good. And we're back with a very special guest, ladies and gentlemen, my cousin, Mr. Jeffrey Hogan.
How we doing, everybody?
Jeff, how's it going?
Good.
Good.
Great
I'm
Sunday.
really glad you were actually able to do this.
More than happy to join, Robert. As always. Family first, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, before we get into something else that Mike and I have planned as well, I want to get into this first. Jeff, you got to witness a certain playoff game this past weekend. Or this past week, I should say.
I did. The demise of the Yankees season on Wednesday evening.
Condolences.
Yeah. It was pretty brutal. It was very brutal to watch. It was fun to see, fun to go to, obviously, the stadium atmosphere, World Series. Never been to a World Series game before, so that was my first. Got to see what was, hopefully, or what I hope to be the Yankees rejuvenating their World Series chances. And it looked like they were going to, and then it all crumbled.
Looked really
Very,
good for
very
a hot
quickly.
minute.
Yeah, up until the top
It
of that
did.
fifth inning, it did.
It did. The stadium, the atmosphere was electric in the first couple innings. I mean, Garrett Cole was dealing. He had
Oh, yeah.
I want to say he had a no-hitter going into the fifth inning when it all crumbled, which is brutal. But I thought the whole stadium was going to fall apart when everybody started hit those home runs. Everybody was going nuts. People were throwing popcorn all over the place. Beers were going all over the place. It was chaos.
Like a hell of a time.
It was chaos, but it was amazing. We were literally on the top. We were the last row in the stadium, section 413, I believe, row 14, and you literally could feel the stadium.
I was about to ask you, did you feel any shaking?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could feel that when I went up 5-0, it was, you could feel the vibes in the stadium were high. Absolutely.
You can kind of get a feeling that, hey, we might come back into the series.
Yeah, I mean, it's the bats were quiet when Judge hit the home run. It's like his batting percentage in the playoffs was not that great, but when he hit that home, when they just it was, you felt like they could, because the bats were waking up and they were doing well. Garrett was dealing. They weren't hitting him. He had a low pitch count. He probably could have went, I don't know, into the eighth inning. But I think in the fifth inning he threw 30 pitches, and that was their demise.
Yeah, that just, it didn't work out.
One thing I noticed in the whole series was they went deep into the well a lot with the bullpen, and it seemed like they were putting these guys in when they maybe should have used some guys a little more, or tried to use them a little more. That's just what I thought.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of pitching changes on both sides. Definitely on the Dodgers, they pulled their starter, I think, in the second inning. And I think they rotated pretty much a guy per inning, it seemed like, which was good because you didn't have to deal with the 3-minute delay for the pitching changes. But the Yankees also went pretty deep into the well after,
especially towards the end.
Yeah, but nobody could keep those guys. I mean, it was tough to throw strikes, and nobody could keep those guys off base. And when they were on base, they capitalized.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Darn you, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah. Him and everybody else. I mean, that entire team was getting on base. Even with Shohei. Shohei was definitely not, I think, who he was all season, but he was still
he was kind of
a
quiet
factor.
he was kind of quiet.
Yeah,
that's
his probably due to the second game, I think that was. He slid into second base in that second game, and he screwed his shoulder up pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know what I couldn't tell exactly what he did. Did obviously something to his shoulder. You could tell in Game 4 that he was favoring that shoulder very much so, but he was making hacks.
Trying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was trying. He was still a
Good
force.
players always
he
find
was
a way
still.
to make
Oh
plays.
yeah, make an impact.
Make an
DH at the top
impact.
of the order. They were. It was fun. I mean, it was a fun. It was fun to see them battle. Unfortunate to see them lose, but the entire the atmosphere of the stadium.
I can only imagine.
Drops that fly ball. No, when on the fifth inning, when Judge dropped the ball in center field, that was like a no-brainer. Just like it was, pop. It wasn't a pop fly, but to drop that ball is insane. And then
almost like
the
feel
third
the wind
base.
get sucked out of the stadium once.
Oh my god!
I can only imagine.
I mean, we're in the top deck, so it's all lifers. The guy in front of us was at all 3 games or all 2 games before. You could tell there's a bunch of people with season tickets that, oh yeah, and they were going again bananas in the first 5 innings, and it was depressing in the fifth. A lot of people, but I mean, it was only 5-5. Like it was,
it was only a tie game.
Brand new ball game. And with the bats going the way they were, but that whole thing sucked the life out of everybody. And a lot of those pitching changes seemed like that got the best of the Yanks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough way to go out.
I can only... Was it cold?
No, it was beautiful. It was... Like Wednesday was just a tad bit colder than Halloween. Halloween was like 80 degrees. I think it was like 75 during the day.
Yeah,
it was.
I don't know, maybe 65. Game time. I mean, it was pristine fall baseball weather.
There you go.
For anything better. Anything better. I mean,
there you go.
The stadium was cool with all like the light shows and stuff like that, but a little part of me knew that when they messed up that 5th inning, that was their demise. It was unfortunate to see the Dodgers win in Yankee Stadium. I was at least hoping that they would send it back.
Yeah, that's what I wanted that so bad.
The momentum.
We all did.
Real.
Yeah.
It
was.
I felt it at home.
To me, it was really the real kind of dagger in the heart was when Garrett didn't cover first base on that dribbler to Rizzo.
That was my question. He was right there.
Well, you got
the type of thing they like train pitchers to do, just like run to first, but
you just see him stop
every time he was walking off the field. He was walking towards the dugout, and it's like every single time when a ball's hit the first, regardless if they have it or don't. How many times do you see it when the guy, the first baseman, takes it, but the pitcher's right there, and you just take it because it's easy? But it was a weird hit. It was a dribbler. It had some spin on it. It took a while to get to Rizzo. And all Garrett had to do was cover first base, and they would have gotten out of that inning 5-3. And
he's
6 or 7 outs.
You see him dead stop in between because they show you on the replay. I'm like, oh, all you had to do was run a few more inches, and you would have been there.
Yeah,
and you would have tagged him.
Judge caught that ball. If they got him out of third, if covered first base, could have, should have, would have.
A lot of stuff. Volpe thrown to the wrong base. All that. Everything just piled up.
I would have thrown it to third too, but it was just a bad throw.
Yeah, no. I can forgive more than anybody else due to the game that he had the night prior.
Not because he's a Jersey boy?
And that too. But the game that he had the night prior was just unbelievable.
Magical.
I mean, he's living the dream. What can you say? He's a Jersey kid, grew up idolizing Derek Jeter. He gets to succeed him at shortstop years later. It's such a cool story.
Everybody was so upset with him because he didn't steal for third and go home on that 3-run, but then he came back and redeemed himself his next bat up with that grand slam. Which, in my opinion, got us that lead in that game.
Grand slam solves all problems.
Yep.
It was sweet to watch.
Yeah, it was not fun. A lot of people were mad at Brian Cashman leading that game.
Hey, a lot of people like to place the blame on him. A lot of people like to place the blame on Boone too. Mike, you know where I'm about to go with this. I'm putting most of that blame on our ownership.
I mean, you gotta the players gotta take some of that blame. Yeah. They had the roster. They were healthy.
Very seldomly does one guy just destroy an entire organization. It's happened before in other sports, but
it's
like the Yankees made the World Series. It's not like they're suffering some kind of catastrophic.
Exactly.
We're upset that they lost, obviously, but
right.
When they don't win, people like to point fingers.
No, he could try, but it doesn't work.
No,
you could try and practice, but once you actually go up there, it doesn't. It as my friend Matt says, if the bats aren't hitting, they're not hitting that night.
Nope. And it's like I said, it sucks we lost. There's a lot of teams that would kill to have the season we just had. So
absolutely,
look at it
exactly.
100 games won, make it to the World Series. High standards in New York. That's kind of.
I mean, every year it's especially 28 every single year until they get to it. It's been a long time since they did win, so people are going to start wondering until they do win the next one. Hey, when's it going to happen? Are we going to ever win another one again anytime soon?
Hopefully.
Maybe. Hopefully. Hey, hopefully, because I was hearing something from somebody that apparently the Dodgers are looking at Soto now.
Everybody's looking at Juan Soto.
Yeah, I mean,
they apparently the Dodgers are like up top for him. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I heard the Mets too.
The Phillies, it's like he's going to command a lot of money, probably the most money ever, possibly.
Whatever he wants, just give it to him.
There's no salary cap in baseball. You could just go to his house with a brakes truck, open it up, be like, "How much money you want? Here you go. We'll sign you a contract."
He's gonna get like a couple $100 million. I mean, that's the other thing. It's like baseball contracts are 10 years. Yeah. You don't see that anywhere else.
Yeah, no.
There's one
$40 million contracts.
I know the NFL, Mahomes has one, and like he makes a ton of money, but they're very rare.
Yes. It's the exception, not the rule.
There used to be in hockey. I remember there was some I remember the Devils signed Ilya Kovalchuk to like a 13-year contract. He stopped playing with them in like 2013, and we're finally finished paying him after this season. So.
Well, it's like I forget. I mean, it's always like whenever like Bobby Bonilla Day comes up.
Bobby Bonilla Day, yeah, they pay him $1 million every July 1st or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that goes through like 2030, but there are like Ken Griffey was still getting paid this year. There's a handful of people that have these deferred long-term contracts. Must be nice.
Yeah, really.
No. Oh yeah. So, Michael.
Yes, Robert.
I say we introduce Jeff to what I don't know if did you listen to our NFL projections episode yet?
No. Break me in.
Where we had everybody in the beginning of the season. Because we were off on a lot of people.
Yeah, it was preseason, so we did power rankings like everybody likes to do. So obviously before the season, you don't know what's going to happen. So Washington was ranked 27th.
The Commanders were ranked down the bottom.
Yeah, so they're going to be much higher the second time around, that's for sure. But you know what's the same? The team we got in last place.
Carolina. They're not going anywhere.
Nope. They did win.
New England, I think they're staying in their spot because aren't they like 28th?
I moved the Patriots up one spot, actually.
Where'd you move them to? 27.
30th.
Because obviously...
They were 31st last time.
They were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a bad beat.
Just to preface, this is all pre-week 1. We're in week 9 now. It's officially the halfway point of the season, so...
No judgment. Can we throw it up? Can you throw it up on the screen?
Copy.
Can you, Mike?
Hold on, let me see this.
That'd be cool.
Wait, can you put it in the group chat here?
Yeah.
Because that's where we had it last time.
Yeah, so it's
It's
bottom of the top pretty much here.
Oh, here we go. This was from the first night. This was from when we did it originally.
This is current.
This is the current list now.
Yeah.
Oh, you moved the Raiders down.
Yeah, well, the Raiders have I think they're 2-7. They got the worst quarterback controversy in football between Gardner Minshew, and O'Connell, and now Desmond Ritter's in there. They somehow beat my team in week 2, but they've looked ugly ever since.
I'm surprised you guys sitting in. Oh no, the Lions are above. Yeah, I understand that. I was gonna say I'm surprised you guys sitting in. You guys sitting in 3rd place there.
Yeah, well, they look good today, but much better than last week. We'll get there though.
Oh.
Yeah, Carolina won today actually, but they look putrid. The Raiders don't look good. Patriots almost snuck one out today against Tennessee. That game went into overtime.
Terrible throw. Yeah.
Yeah, the Drake May throw was not good. We were watching. My dad's like, "Wow, that looks like a good throw," and then he immediately just threw it into double coverage. So
he had him beat. He just didn't have enough arm there.
No.
Yeah, I mean he's a rookie quarterback, so there's gonna be some growing pains there.
Who else?
I put Tennessee ranked above the Patriots just because they beat them. Like Tennessee's not looked good either.
That's yeah.
No.
Hey,
the bottom has looked pretty atrocious, starting from basically the Bears on down is pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the Giants lost again today. Daniel Jones finally scored a touchdown at home, but
that was a grown man touchdown.
Yeah,
he ran over a D end.
Yeah, that was crazy. And the throw too.
Those throwback jerseys are way better than what they always wear.
Yeah,
that's the case.
I like the dark blues. I like the dark blues.
Yeah. All right. The team I got ranked at 27th, the Saints. Didn't think I'd have them here, especially after the first 2 weeks of the season.
I'm surprised that they're in this spot, but they've
the Saints were 2-0. They were averaging like 44 points a game or something, and ever since then they've just come crashing down to earth. They lost to Carolina today. Derek Carr, he doesn't look great.
He's always had issues, though, from what I've seen.
Carr?
Oh, in a way. He's always had, like, little...
He was with the Raiders. He was good, but he wasn't great.
Yeah, no,
What do you guys... What are the key themes for the top 10 teams? From where you sit.
The top teams or the bottom teams?
Top 10.
Moving up the
cares.
Chiefs.
There's nothing to talk about in the bottom 10. They all stink.
Chiefs down to 10.
Yeah, so what do you think is common, if there is one, what do you think the common theme is?
I think we put the Chiefs there to begin with, and I think they're staying there because of what happened last season, and we just feel like they're
the Chiefs
in position to do it again.
Rob? You're just a big Taylor Swift fan, Rob?
No, I'm not. God,
Rob's a
Mike.
Swiftie confirmed.
Don't start this.
If I rip her down, is there an error story?
No, I got a Caitlin Clark poster in my other room.
Oh God,
I believe that.
So
yeah, Mike, you saw it.
The key theme for the top 10 is they all got franchise quarterbacks.
Yeah, that always.
Mahomes, Stafford, Allen.
Nobody's gonna question what's going on. The one team that we weren't so sure about quarterback-wise in the top 10 is Minnesota, but we never saw Sam Darnold having a breakout season the way he did.
Even the Commanders.
Well, they drafted Daniel second overall.
Nobody knew,
Jaden Daniels,
really good for a rookie.
You never know. He does. It's a long season. Halfway there. There's a long way to go.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I think the Lions are 9, 10, 11. Got the intangibles. Like things just seem to be rolling their way.
I think Detroit is the most fun team to watch so far this year. They pull out all these trick plays. They absolutely got their revenge on Dallas for when they got screwed over by the officials last year. So they're like, you know what? We're going to run all these trick plays, and they almost all worked. I know they called a couple back on penalties and stuff, but they're out there. They're having fun. They don't care, and it's nice to see because the Lions have been a poverty franchise for decades, and it's nice to see them have some success.
Yeah, especially after Goff leaves LA. It's like I don't think anybody thought that he would find a home and a place with a powerful offense in Detroit.
I remember when they made that trade. They traded Stafford to the Rams, obviously. He goes out and he wins a Super Bowl. People are thinking, oh, maybe Jared Goff's just like a placeholder quarterback until they draft a new guy, but they ended up keeping him. They drafted Aiden Hutchinson high.
Doesn't seem to be. Yeah.
He got paid big, and now he's playing like an MVP.
Yeah, and he's hurt, right?
Hutchinson, yeah, but their defense, they're hanging in there. I mean, losing a guy like that hurts, but...
Mike.
Next man up. But
yeah. I got you.
So yeah, I bumped him up to second.
Oh, cool. All I know is I'm surprised you guys are at third, not second. But again, the Lions are doing really well this year. So
yeah, Detroit, they've only lost one game. Ravens have lost a couple questionable games, like last week. They didn't show up against the Browns, a team that had one win coming in. But when the Ravens are rolling, they fire on all cylinders. Lamar had a perfect passer rating today. Derrick Henry was great. I know the Broncos aren't the best team to go out and beat, but...
Did they play them in Denver? Or
no, it was in Baltimore.
Thank God. So you had that in your favor then.
Yeah. And it's like, good teams got to take care of business against bad teams. And, like, obviously the Ravens didn't do that last week, and this week they did. I know divisional games are weird like that. When we played the Browns, for some reason, they just... It happens all the time. Whenever...
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean, Washington beat the Giants today. That was a close game. Just like it was back early in the season. They played them close both times, and they won both of them. But the way the Giants play against most other teams, it's like they don't keep it close against those teams.
No. Giants think.
I know.
Not great.
Yeah, I know Daniel Jones kind of had a better performance today, but...
Oh, yeah. They still lost.
As a Giants fan, I feel sick seeing him struggle and seeing Saquon thrive in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean,
it's unbelievable.
He doesn't have any time to throw the ball. He made some really good throws today. On the money, they just contested, well defended. The better team won, but he made some really good throws. He's never really had a strong offense line, and he's got a decent running game. But
it's like
people can just bring the house against. They're just going to blitz them and bring a lot of pressure.
It's like that's been a problem for years. They sign guys in free agency, they draft offensive linemen, and it's just they can't fix the problem.
No,
for one reason or another.
No, they're not. It has been the same story for the past 3 years at least. And you don't have the release valve that was Saquon.
Yeah. Their best offensive lineman's hurt too, so that hurts them in the long run too.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, no, that's...
Injuries suck, and then there's a lot of teams dealing with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey,
yeah.
Mike, looking at this list here, I see we moved a certain Pittsburgh team up.
Pittsburgh, I moved up to the
11th spot.
Steelers they got an easier schedule to start the season, let's admit it, but they take care of business against the teams they're supposed to beat.
The question's now going to come to what's going to happen next week on.
Yeah, because
we got the Commanders next weekend.
That's a tough game.
We got the Commanders next weekend, and then I believe, looking at the schedule earlier today, I believe we play you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's all conference play, and then it's back to out the season just regular, and I think our last game is...
at the end of the season.
It happens every year. Or almost every year, I should say.
Like, you guys play the Eagles, you play the Ravens, and then you play the Chiefs in, 11 days or something like that? Around the holidays?
Hold on. The exact schedule is...
Like, that's an absolute gauntlet. Like,
yeah,
any team would struggle with that.
I don't know, unless the Chiefs are going to say, mail it in towards the end of the year. You never know.
Yeah. Depends on what they have to play for.
They already had their bye.
Who did? The Chiefs?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They already had their, because I remember I had to get another kicker because I couldn't use the guy I had because that was my kicker. So, in exact order, it's Commanders, you guys, Browns, Bengals, Browns again, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, and we finish it off on the 5th of January with the Bengals.
That is a brutal schedule.
As Jeff said, exactly what you said before. And Jeff, Mike's friend from work.
Another Jeff.
Yeah, as Jeff said, because he even said it to me because you were in the same room as him. He goes, "Yeah, we got a tough schedule coming up."
It is like our
it really is.
So Ravens are half a game behind Pittsburgh. Cincinnati won. So
the only easy 2 games that I could see coming out of this, and this is just based off of how they've been playing this season, are the 2 Browns games.
You say that, but look at what happened to us last week.
Exactly.
It was a trap, and we fell into the trap. So you got to make sure you don't fall into the trap.
I think Russ will be able to handle himself.
I mean, he's looked a lot better than Fields. In a different way.
I'd say right now it's probably maybe about even. If not, maybe the Fields is a little bit better because he can run more.
Like, he obviously adds a different dimension to the offense, but it's like Wilson's more of the pocket passer. Fields, he's a dual threat guy.
It's kind of experience.
They thought maybe Russ was the guy all along, and he wasn't healthy.
That's the good side of it. He's got. Is it 1 or 2? I think it's 1 ring, and he went twice, if I remember correctly.
Who, Russell Wilson?
Yes.
Yeah, they went to 2 Super Bowls. And they were 1 yard away from winning the other one, but they the ball.
Tommy B stole it from him.
Ball.
Jeff, your brother won a Super Bowl, so it's all good.
2.
2019 and 2017.
Wait, he wasn't on that first team, was he?
Yeah. The Atlanta one?
Was he on the one that beat the Seahawks?
No.
Okay.
Atlanta and the Rams.
So that was after that. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17, 18, and 19.
Gotcha.
What a run.
That was awesome.
So who you guys
Did the Seahawks win? I was watching that before we started, but
looking at how Sam Darnold's been playing, I think that the Minnesota Vikings might win tonight.
Oh, it's in overtime. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Rams.
Minnesota's probably the favorite. They're at home. They were the surprise team of the first 5 weeks of the season.
Minnesota's a pretty heavy favorite, I would say.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. As my friend Pio said, he goes, "Go figure, a former Jet goes somewhere else and ends up being like this next big thing for a quarterback for a team." He goes, "That's the first time I've ever seen that happen."
Happens with pitchers.
Oh yeah.
People leave Yankee Stadium. They just can't deal with the pinstripes, and they go somewhere else. I forgot the guy. Oh, what's his name? He was on the Yanks. Went to the Pirates, and he was great. But some people just can't handle the New York City pressure.
Yeah, because his point was because he had Sanchez went somewhere else. His career never really took off after he left. I don't even know where Zach Wilson is now. Denver. Backup quarterback in Denver, all right.
His backup.
And he goes, we have this bad habit of having these quarterbacks leave, go somewhere else, and we get rid of them, and they end up not doing well. And then all of a sudden, here's Sam Darnold in Minnesota just doing what he's doing. And he goes, I love it.
He's crushing it.
The Jets also love their recycled Packer quarterbacks.
So, I want to get both of your reactions to this. My father earlier this week, and I too have heard this, The Jets hiring a former coach back by the name of Mr. Rex Ryan. Maybe.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
I don't think he would do it.
No, apparently he wants the job. He wants the job really bad.
He wants
really badly.
TV gig.
I don't know. I've just heard that he's leave ESPN and go back and go coach for the Jets. He apparently wants it seriously badly.
Does he want to be a head coach?
Yes, he wants the head coaching job.
So here's the problem with that. I've seen this movie before. All these coaches come back. The game obviously changes after all these years out of the spotlight, and they struggle. Example, John Gruden with the Raiders. They brought him out of retirement, and he was not good. So he'd have to, catch up with all the schemes and all that other stuff. Because I think he hasn't coached in, almost 10 years or something.
He's...
It's a long time.
What do you think, Rob?
See, I'm on the fence. They didn't do as bad as they are now when he was there.
Who? The Jets?
The Jets. They made it to 2 AFC Championship games with him there.
Darrelle Revis.
Was that?
He had Darrelle Revis.
Yeah. He had
an
unbelievable
really good defense. Yeah.
Bart Scott was on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You literally couldn't throw the ball to one side of the field.
Oh no. It'd be interesting to see if he decided to come back, see what happens.
I mean...
Yeah. Somebody's got to take the job.
Yeah. I'm not sure how nice of an option the Jets are going to be for upcoming coaches this year.
Well, I'd say after this past week, I'd say maybe this interim coach isn't doing that bad of a job.
He's all right, but...
After Thursday night...
I mean...
They don't usually give the interim head coach the actual job.
But on the other hand, the Houston Texans were without Stephon Diggs.
And Nico Collins.
So two.
They're starting to pile up injuries. Like a lot of other teams.
So that made a big factor in all that happened. Man.
Yeah, there's going to be some head coaching vacancies this offseason. I don't know how high up on the priority list the Jets are going to be, because who knows what's going to happen with Rodgers after this year.
It's true. You can't have that many. Can't have that many left in the tank.
Yeah, he's 40 years old. He's not looking like himself.
I don't know if cayenne and water is going to get you.
Yeah,
he's definitely great, and he takes care of himself. But it's a lot of wear and tear.
He's trying to make it so he's I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to make it as far as somebody else did, another quarterback, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. They said it. I think that how far Brady went, that's never going to happen in a very long time.
Right, he was also winning at the end of his career.
That too.
Aaron's not.
I mean, Brady goes to Tampa Bay. He wins another Super Bowl. He goes to the playoffs another time the year after that, and then he probably should have stayed retired that first time. But then
that's what I thought too. But he did what he wanted.
It's like Jeff said, he was still winning, so
everything's easier when you're winning.
Yeah.
And now he's got his. From what I've seen, he's loving what he's doing in the booth.
Who, Brady?
Oh yeah.
Well, he's getting paid the bag. So, and he doesn't have to do any of that other extra work that goes along with it, because he bought an ownership stake in the Raiders, and now there's certain things he can't do as a broadcaster because of that.
I was going to ask you, that's official now?
Yes.
He's a part-time owner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
He put out a statement.
So there's things in his contract that say, as a broadcaster and a co-owner of a team, you can't go to this team's practice or whatever. So, he doesn't even have to do half the work other broadcasters have to do. He's a freaking genius.
He's so smart, man. He's always been that way.
He's not as good. I think Greg Olson is a better broadcaster.
I agree. I think they kind of did Greg Olson dirty with that, but
yeah,
Brady's a big name.
Tom's
so
Tom, but Greg really is. I think he's a better color commentator.
I agree.
Yeah.
Tom was talking about how he compared a running back to a spooky Halloween earlier today. Like that's you can do better than that, dude.
I missed that one.
Oh my god. Oh man.
But hey, he's living his best life, so good for him.
Yeah, I would trade places in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Well, we moved the Niners down a lot.
I mean, yeah, the Niners.
We had them in what, second? Now they're down in 1, 2, 3, 12, 11,
14.
12, 13, 14th place.
The Niners are injured to hell and back.
That's what I'm thinking. I was thinking the whole McCaffrey thing had something to do with that.
Can I tell a story real quick?
Go ahead.
Be me. It's fantasy draft night. You draft Christian McCaffrey.
Why did you draft Christian McCaffrey, Michael?
I didn't think he was going to not play. They came out with that injury report like 2 days before the season started.
No, but did you do it to smite somebody?
No, I didn't do it to spite. Rob, you picked him at the bottom of the first round. If I didn't pick him, he would have gotten the pick after, most likely. He's never going to fall to you. Anyway, I have McCaffrey rotting on my bench, not playing. Meanwhile, his teammate gets shot in the chest, and he came back and started playing before McCaffrey did.
Yeah, that is
it's
wild.
Crazy.
Put it that way.
So I'm not having a good time with that.
It's apparently, at first it was one of his Achilles. Now it's apparently both of them. I heard.
Who, McCaffrey?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to.
And they said, so I heard something about November timeline, so you might be able to use him soon, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not getting my hopes up.
I'm surprised you kept him this long.
I mean, I'm not going to dump him because what if he does come back and?
Well, that's the trap that you fall in or have fallen into.
See.
Yeah, they've been injured. They've had other injuries, like the receivers have all been getting hurt.
Ayuka's got his.
Yeah, he was done for the year. Debo's been banged up. Ricky Pearsall was shot. Like I said, he's back playing now, but. And then on defense, they got injuries.
Is Bosa healthy?
No, Bosa's been playing. He's.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. But
I thought he was injured at the beginning of the season.
He might have been, but. Yeah, it's like the Niners, they got the injury bug, and sometimes that's hard to shake.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you guys, the Ravens, don't have any good ones out, do you? Good players at all?
Mike? Our defensive line's banged up. Just like, no major injuries, knock on wood.
But like offensive wise, receiver, tight end, running back, none of those guys.
No, they've been healthy. Like I said, knock on
no
wood,
issues.
That stays that way.
And we've been pretty good with our injuries, too. We just got to keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, because, like, sometimes, injury can ruin an entire season. Like, some of the teams that we've ranked lower on this list, the Dolphins, they fell apart when Tua got concussed.
It's true.
Cowboys were higher. They're lower now.
Their defense couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Micah Parsons. He's been hurt for.
Been hurt too, yeah.
He's been hurt for how long now?
A few weeks. Yeah, most likely, if a team is lower than they were at the beginning,
it's because of the injuries.
Mostly because of injuries. Mostly. There's some teams that have absolutely flopped, like let's see,
Jets.
The Bengals, the Jets. We were ranked higher than them. We had them.
Who on the bottom
Browns
of this list has the best chance of making the playoffs?
Let's see. Well, I'm gonna look at the current playoff format.
Based off of the fact that I don't think have they lost a game yet? Wait.
Who?
Hold on.
So I'm
Mike.
Go with gut. I don't want stats here. What's your gut say?
I'm looking at the standings. The team that I think can sneak into the playoffs, I think it could be Cincinnati.
7-0.
I think the Bengals could sneak in because they've got an easier schedule. They were last place in their division last year, so they got an easier schedule. They had a slow start. And
they're going to beat the Steelers twice, right?
They do have.
We'll see. Oh yeah, look at that grin. Look at his smile. Yeah, he already. Look at it. Yeah. There's the laugh. Go ahead, Mike. Unload.
As a fellow AFC North participant, I always hope that they tie in those scenarios.
That's fair.
Or if Bane shows up like he did in The Dark Knight Rises and just sinks the stadium.
For us, as Mike's heard me say this plenty of times, I think we're making a wild card this year. Do I think we're making it past that? Not a chance.
Don't you get sick of that, though?
Yes, but what are you going to do right now?
Because when you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you don't get better, you're kind of just stuck there.
And that's where I could kind of see where a lot of these, because there are some Steelers fans calling for Tomlin to get out, and that's where I kind of see that a little bit, but he still has his winning seasons.
Yeah, it's like it seems like they're content with keeping that streak alive just for the sake of keeping the streak alive. I mean, it's impressive as hell, don't get me wrong, but if you're just gonna sneak in at 10-7 or 9-8 every year and just be a one and done, it's like, okay, this is what our ceiling is compared to going to an AFC Championship game or above.
One of these years, I feel like if something's gonna break through somewhere, and we're gonna make it past the wild card game.
Yeah,
it depends on who you get. Like,
it's tough. It's tough when you're 10-7 when you're middle of the pack all the time. You don't get good draft picks. You gotta draft really well. You gotta keep good players. You gotta acquire people during free agency. So
which is what they did this year. Thank God.
They actually opened up their wallets this year. I know the Steelers don't like to spend a lot of money in free agency.
Oh yeah, we spent a lot on not just the one, but both of them. We spent a lot of money on, I think.
We just gotta make sure you keep TJ Watt.
Yeah.
If we get rid of him. Oh, he just signed I think it's what's it, Mike? A 4-year contract?
When was this?
A couple of weeks, like beginning of the season.
I don't remember.
Or like August.
He needs a 10-year.
Yeah, I mean,
hold on.
When it's all said and done, he might have a better career than his brother, and that's saying something because his brother's one of the best defensive players I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, they're both freak athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4 years. It's a 4-year deal. With 4-year deal. Contract extension.
But yeah, going back to what Jeff said, I could see the Bengals sneaking into a wild card spot.
Oh yeah.
In the NFC, I could see Tampa Bay sneaking in there once they get healthy again.
Yeah.
Because they're an offensive buzzsaw and they're fun to watch.
Baker's making a name for himself, and I'm very excited to see that. He's shown Cleveland that they made a big mistake with getting rid of him.
I'm thinking if the Niners get healthy, maybe they can win their division. Right now, Arizona's leading that division.
Arizona, whoever, they won handily today.
Yeah, they beat the hell out of the Bears.
They spanked somebody. Yeah. Oh, the Bears.
But yeah, like, the NFC is arguably tougher than the AFC this year for the first time in a long time, I feel like.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, there's definitely a couple people that are atop the pack, but the middle is pretty murky.
Yep.
It's not like there's anybody.
You got the Chiefs, you got the Bills.
Josh has been looking really good this year. I'm a big fan of Josh. Is looking great.
Yeah, they won a shootout against the Dolphins today. That was one of those games where it's like the team that touches the ball last is going to win, and that's exactly what happened.
That's what they kept saying.
Shout out to their kicker, though, for drilling a 61-yard field goal.
And he had missed the one prior to that.
I think he missed an extra point, too, today.
That's what I mean. He had missed the extra point prior to that field goal, that winning field goal.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like they still look great. I know people were talking about the Bills after losing Stephon Diggs and everything, maybe regressing a little bit, but I don't think they miss him at all.
They kind of started it again for a little bit when they lost those 2 games in a row, but now they're on the winning streak again. That kind of died down.
Who was the second team they lost to? It was
Oh,
Houston.
God. You guys.
We beat them first.
I think it was the Texans.
Yeah.
It might have been the Texans. Wait a minute.
And I know Josh didn't look healthy that game.
That was the concussion game.
Yeah.
That was the game that...
That was the game where it looked like he hit his head on the back of the turf. They kept him in, and he just kept throwing incomplete passes.
It was... I gotta hand it to him. They had obviously taken him into the tent to check him out when they were on the defense and stuff. But as soon as the interception happened, you see him dart out of the tent and throw his helmet on and run out to that field.
Yeah. It's hard to keep guys out of the game unless, like, they absolutely... But, like, head injuries, you don't want to mess with that.
No. Look at Tua.
Yep, look at Tua. I mean, that guy's had... I think he's had 4 concussions already in his 4 or 5 season, whatever it is now, and he's just...
Well, think about how many he had as a child in college.
Yeah, in high school, college, and everything.
Yeah, Mike, it was 2... I just looked. It was 2 straight weeks. It was you guys, and then it was the Texans the next week.
Gotcha.
And then they've been on a winning streak ever since.
Yeah. So yeah, AFC's very top-heavy this year. The NFC looks like it's a lot tougher.
Lions, Vikings, Commanders, Eagles, Packers, Falcons. Wow. Yeah.
Yep, and then we got Vikings Colts starting. Minnesota's a 6-point favorite.
You know, again, I'm very impressed with what Sam Darnold's able to handle in Minnesota.
It's like you said, these quarterbacks from the Jets, they go elsewhere and they find
Peter Anthony said it. This is the first time that a quarterback went somewhere else other than the Jets and has actually succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a good
quarterback
team
that he's
too.
facing up against this evening.
What's that?
Rob?
What's that?
You know who the quarterback he's facing this evening is?
Who that? Oh, your Lord and Savior, Mr. Joe Flacco.
Yeah, he's back. I mean, you saw what happened last week with Anthony Richardson.
No, wait. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Dude cannot throw a ball. Like,
what makes me upset even more is in the press conference he goes, I was just tired.
That probably went over well with the coaches and his teammates and literally everybody else.
I'm sitting there going, really?
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Starting quarterback to wave the white flag. Can't do that.
This is like, again, this is the guy they just spent the top 5 draft pick on.
Who also looked pretty good at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's got an arm. He's not accurate with it.
And after last week, he just doesn't have the he doesn't have the leadership mentality.
Yeah, well, like I said, if you take yourself out of a game like that, and I think it was either 3rd or 4th down. It's just not.
Who do you have these guys? What's the Colts record right now, Michael?
Colts are 4-4, I think.
Okay, so they still have a shot.
Yep, they're 4-4. So.
Because if this is now permanent, he's now the permanent starter, and they make it to the playoffs with him permanently starting, that whole theory that you had about a couple of weeks ago will come true 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna keep him. I mean, the whole reason he came in the first time was because Richardson got hurt. But this time it's just like we're putting him in.
He got the Browns team to a playoff game last year.
I can't believe you almost put those 2 words in the same sentence.
And he came off the couch.
He did.
What was it, mid-season?
It was like right after Thanksgiving, I think.
Did they have a shot in anything?
He won an award last year, right?
Yeah, he was comeback player of the year.
It's crazy.
As he should have.
The funniest thing is he won it over DeMar Hamlin. You know, the guy who died on the field.
Almost died on the field. Yeah.
That's just
yeah, the fact that he won that was just wild.
I think that's just crazy.
Yep.
Well, we'll have to see what happens, Mike. We're getting close to the end now. We got 2 months.
To the end of the season. Yeah, I mean, this is literally the halfway point of the season, they said.
Yeah, when is it? The last game for us is January 5th. So that would make 2 months from Tuesday.
Yeah, because you got, that extra week ever since they went to the 17-game season.
Are they extending it more or no?
They want to.
I thought I heard something about an extension.
If they do, they have to add a second bye week because player safety.
But then it messes your other favorite sport up.
It could potentially.
It would push the Daytona out, wouldn't it?
Potentially, if they move the Super Bowl back a week. But there's a big reason why they want to add another game.
What is that? Yeah. That right there.
The green stuff.
The money.
And not the green stuff my brother ingests. The green stuff in your.
Oh God, Joe. Oh my God, Joe.
If they add another game also, records are going to be broken so much easier.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt.
18 games, it's way easier to throw for 5,000 yards or rush for 1,500 to 2,000 yards or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jeff, you're gonna love this. So Michael, I gotta congratulate you on something.
Oh God.
Congratulations on being #1 in the Eastern Conference in the NHL right now.
I don't know if are we actually in first place?
Yeah, you're in first place and we're in second.
Are you talking about the Metropolitan?
Yes.
Well,
unless something's changed since the past couple of days.
Well, didn't win the other night.
Last I saw it, you guys were in first and we had second spot.
I don't know. Let me look.
Oh my God.
Actually, Washington's ahead of both of us now.
What?
But they've played less games.
Oh man.
We have 16 points, but we've played 4 more games than Washington, so.
Are you guys still in second?
Yes.
So you guys are in second and we got the third spot then?
Yes.
Huh. Are they doing another stadium series this year or no?
Not the same teams.
Like are the Devils doing it at MetLife again or?
No. That was probably a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
No, then thank God we did what we did.
Exactly. That's why we froze our asses off that night.
But it wasn't cold!
Yeah, it really wasn't that bad.
You were the one that said as we were leaving, you looked at me and said, I would do this, if this was like this in December, I would go to a football game here.
Honestly, yeah. And
you both said it, you and Jason.
Yeah, and guess who plays at MetLife this December?
The Ravens.
Yeah, they play the Giants in December.
Oof. How close is that to Christmas?
It's 2 weeks before Christmas.
Okay.
It's the 14th or something.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go. We'll see. Depends on ticket prices.
Yeah, see.
Last time I tried to get Giants-Ravens tickets at MetLife, they were over $200 or something. I was like, screw that.
Yeah, no, you don't want that. So Jeff, you've been watching the NASCAR playoffs at all?
No. Tell me what's going on.
Well, our guy's out.
Not for lack of trying, though.
Never lack of trying. See, it just kills me because he had stage 1.
Yeah.
How was he through stage 2?
Like I said, he got...
When did the pitting happen? Was that during stage 2?
Yeah, he had a slow pit stop. He had to drive back up through the field. he pitted early during green flag pit stops to get track position, caught a caution, and he ran down Larson, had to leave for a bit, and then Blaney caught him.
And what happened with the whole ending?
Blaney won, and then all right, I'm gonna go on a tangent here. Prepare.
Here we go.
Where do I start? Oh my god, I'm about to get so worked up. Christopher Bell is 1 point below the cut line. He drives a Toyota. Bubba Wallace is a lap down. He claims he has a tire going down, and he slows down. Bell sends it into the corner, and he does the wall ride like Ross Chastain did.
Of course Bubba was the one that...
So, he got the point on Byron. Meanwhile, Byron's holding on for dear life in 6th place. The 2 cars running side behind him are on newer tires. And, like, their radios are saying, the 24 is only 1 point to the good or something. So, like, there's kind of not so subtle evidence that they're not passing him, so he keeps that point in the standings. So basically the Chevys did some order manipulation and Toyota did some order manipulation. And this wouldn't have all happened if we didn't have this knockout playoff system where they reward doing all this sort of things.
Here we go again.
Fuck there, I said it.
As we said during the NASCAR playoffs episode.
And the thing was, it was a great race. Jason texted me from Martinsville saying how great of a race it was.
That's right,
and
he was there.
There's just this cloud of controversy because there was manipulation. Oh, I totally forgot the obvious. They said that Bell's move was illegal, and they gave him like a timed penalty, so he didn't get the spot.
Damn.
So, like I said, great race.
Bubba.
There was a great story of Blaney racing his way in. But all everyone's going to talk about is this manipulation controversy. It's a shame.
I'm just hoping this doesn't happen again next week and it doesn't work its way into the finals.
The championship, yeah. That's what happens.
And there's not another little game or scheme that gets played.
NASCAR sacrifices credibility for entertainment. It's a shame.
Jeez, you know, I just don't get it.
I'm a sucker, and I'm gonna watch till the day I die. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. Even though our guy is not winning it this year, no way.
No. I mean, Chase had a. If I were to grade his season, it would probably be like a B+. Wasn't great, but it was okay.
That's not bad.
It's always next year.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, going to bed Wednesday night, Thursday morning. There's always next season.
What are you talking about?
At least we made it as far as we did.
Oh, you're talking about the Yankees. Again. Yeah, just
oh my
Soto.
God, that
Please,
team.
Cashman, do it.
Yeah, exactly. Please.
Bring the Brinks truck to his house.
Give the man anything he wants. Because I don't see anybody else really stepping up playoff time.
Yeah, it's a shame because it's like you and Jeff both said, when the lights get too bright, sometimes people just crumble under the spotlight.
Judge.
We weren't going to say names, but go ahead. Say names. I have my spiel, you go on a spiel.
Judge.
I'm done ranting. People don't want to listen to me rant.
Hey, we love your rants. Oh, man. Jeff, you got a rant at all?
No. I got no rants. Not on a Sunday night. I'm trying to wind down, not wind myself up.
There you go. Oh man.
Got anything
So,
else, Rob?
College basketball starts next week.
Does it really? Who's
next
the
week.
this year?
I think South Carolina's the favorite this year. Again,
Is this men's basketball?
For the women's side, yes.
Is this men's basketball? Or
no, for the others, for the men's side, I think Connecticut's favored again.
They've had a really good team the last few years, right?
Just based off of the past 2 seasons, I don't know. I just saw the other day. I think they're still number 1, and I don't see why they wouldn't be.
Yeah.
So it just makes it hard for there to be like any consistency, I feel like.
That's the only issue that I'm seeing right now. All the good guys that we had last year, Tristan Newton, Klingon, they're all playing for the league now. Everybody. All the good ones are all got drafted and they're all in the league now. So
yeah, so it's just like it's so hard to find.
Is it going to affect it? I don't know. Is Curley really as good of a coach as he's been the past 2 years? This season's going to be the one to figure it all out.
Well, we'll stay tuned for that for sure.
But on the other end, my guy Gino just signed another 5-year contract.
So he's probably going to do that, and then... How old is he?
He just turned 70 in March 22nd?
So he's coaching well into his 70s.
Yes.
Man doesn't want to retire, I guess.
And that doesn't include this season. The 5-year extension is after this year.
Oh, wow.
So that's this is the end of his contract. So this is going to be very interesting, especially after Paige leaves next year.
Well, they'll probably bring in a new group who will... He seems like he's good at what he does.
They got some good ones there right now who could step up when Paige leaves.
Yeah, it's a win.
No, she's leaving this year. It's...
She's a senior, right?
Yes, she's a super senior. Because she had a torn ACL. She had a torn ACL one of the seasons, and she was out for the entire year.
Yeah,
yes, Mike, torn ACL, like somebody else.
Like your wife.
Shut up.
I had to say it.
Who just had her surgery, too. So, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Did you send her a get well card?
No, I did not.
You should.
Darn it, Mike.
You should. And then you should tag her on Instagram just like you do with everything else, and maybe she'll love it, and then she'll dump her other boyfriend, and then she'll come give you a kiss. Please leave that in.
Yeah, that that was good. I'm gonna leave that for you, Mike. Don't worry. That was good. Hey, your wife played hurt, Michael.
You told me already.
Yeah, she had I think it was a torn UCL in her hand during that last game for the Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll see what happens there.
They put her in as a decoy, probably. Like if
a decoy. Yeah, it was probably a decoy. She knew she couldn't shoot. It was a decoy.
Top 10 decoys of all time. Put it up there with the Trojan horse.
What do you think of that, Jeff? The Liberty winning this year.
It's first New York City championship in a pretty damn long time.
At least that's what LSP was like. He's like, you know what? At least a New York City team won something.
The last one was the Giants, right?
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah, 2012.
2012, yeah.
We're 11.
Yeah,
Not for
no,
I think it was 12.
It seemed like it was, the parade looked like it was fun to go to a 5-game series. Exciting stuff.
They only go to 5 games, right, Rob?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. They're thinking of They're thinking of switching it up a little bit.
They should totally switch it up to 7. They'll get so many more.
I think they're going to switch it up to 7. And the thing that upset me about the way the playoffs were was the first round was best 2 out of 3, but the first 2 games are home games.
That could be over in an instant.
But then the first 2 games are home games. So the away team never gets a chance to play at home.
Gotcha.
So this year, an example, Indy and Clark played Connecticut. They lost 2 games straight.
So they were
never got to play home. So now they're switching the first to 1 1-1. So now the away team does get a home game.
Make the series longer. More viewers. More viewers means more.
And they're talking about making the series longer. And they're talking about doing all this other stuff. But they got to sign a new CBA contract before that can happen.
Oh, that should be fun.
They just tore up they had the contract going through 2026, and the players said, we want nothing to do with this contract anymore. This isn't fair. So now they have until November of next season.
CBAs and basketball players, that usually ends well.
Otherwise, we're risking a lockout.
There's the word. You said it. We were thinking it. You said it. Back in the day when I actually watched a lot of basketball, I remember the NBA lockout.
There's no way women's basketball allows for a lockout.
Oh my god. Jeff, who are you watching for the NBA this year? Knicks or Nets?
I'll turn it on when it gets to the playoffs.
You turn it on during the playoff time?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's when it gets exciting. Season, just like everything else.
Yeah.
So long, and it's just different. I feel like it's different quality basketball in the playoffs for obvious reasons. But
you like the college sport? You like the college better?
Yeah, March Madness and
March Madness is a blast.
Yeah, it's chaos.
It's insane. So I had to go into something real quick. So last year, Connecticut made it to the Final Four game, and they played Iowa.
Wait,
for that, what's that?
Which one?
This past season.
No, which men's or women's?
Women's.
Oh, the women's side. Well, they both made it in, and they played Caitlin Clark in Iowa. So the game of that, the night of that game, I was actually with Jeff for him and Kathy's wedding. How's Kathy doing, by the way? Good?
Yeah, she's doing great.
Good to hear. And he pulls me aside. He goes, "You're not a true." He actually said this to me the night before, and I remember this. He goes, "You're not a true fan unless you bet on this team." And I went down there and I put $20 down on that team, and man, did they lose!
Bob, does your mom know you're betting?
My father went with me.
I love your father.
We walked across. What's that?
How could you not? There's a sports book in the hotel.
We walked across and put $20 down. I was potential to win $30, and the end of that game, it just didn't happen.
Hey, sometimes you come out big.
And of course, I put on. You saw the post I put up on Facebook probably that night, Mike.
Probably.
The congratulations to Niga Mule and the Connecticut Huskies. You made it this far. Right under that, our loving friend, Mr. Jason Big Mac Olmstead, put up a nice Caitlin Clark going. Two fingers going like this.
So, the moral of this story is, you suck at gambling.
Yeah, no, don't do it.
Why did you bet on the Steelers when they play the Ravens?
I won the night before. I forget how much, but I won the night before. But that was different. That was in the slot areas. That wasn't a basketball game. Was that?
As long as you don't get addicted.
No.
I mean, the only time I do anything is those Super Bowl pools. I actually won $300 last year, but that's the extent of what I do.
300. I remember how excited you got to.
Yeah, you were there. That's right.
You're like, man, the Chiefs lost. We were rooting for the Niners. Wait a minute. I gotta look at something. I think I just won $300.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you were right.
The mood shifted real quick.
You were bummed out for about 10 seconds, and then you're like, wait a minute.
But yeah, don't let Rob near FanDuel Sportsbook app.
No, never again.
Don't let those commercials tempt you, Rob. I know they spam them in every sport there is.
Especially when you're watching.
I wish I was joking. It's literally everywhere.
Yeah, no. The amount of times I saw a FanDuel commercial over the past week watching the Yankees on Fox. and even TBS the week before that.
Yeah, I mean, I get why they do it, but it's just like...
You're enabling! I don't know, man.
It's an addiction for some people. It's really bad.
It's... And you got places like MetLife that are actually putting... Did they yet?
What?
They were talking about it, where they're putting like a betting area in MetLife or something, or outside of.
I never heard of this.
Or by MetLife or something like that.
I think they're betting by the horse track right near MetLife.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Because people have been betting on horse races for years.
Yeah, I think there might be a sports book in there though.
Yeah, they were talking about getting one nearby over there. I wasn't sure where it was. All right, do we got anything else? Michael, would you like anything else to say?
MVPs of the week, let's do it.
Oh, let's do it.
You know who my MVP of the week is?
Who's that?
Bill
Lamar
Belichick.
Jackson?
Bill Belichick for dressing
up. Oh, what did Bill do now?
He dressed up as a fisherman for Halloween, and his girlfriend, who's younger than all of us, was a mermaid. And I'm like, this guy is living his best life.
Jesus.
Bill Belichick, MVP of the week, easy choice.
Exactly. Mine? Anthony Volpe.
Despite...
If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have gotten to Game 5.
Good choice.
Jeff?
You really put me on the spot here, Robert. MVP of the week.
It's a new thing that we do here now.
No, I like it.
Well, when Mike's here, we do it.
You can do it when I'm not here, too.
Yeah?
That's true.
I don't own MVP of the week. Or maybe I should. Maybe I can make money off of this.
I don't know. You had a pretty damn good one. I don't know. I'm coming up empty. Rob, you're my MVP of the week.
Hey, let's go.
Again! You're mine too, Jeffrey. Love this guy.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
Maybe we can get you back at some point. Maybe when Jason's here and we can get all 4 of us here.
Sure.
If you want to come back.
I'll come prepared with an MVP of the week.
There you go.
And a rant. I'll come with a rant.
And a rant, yeah, because usually I have one. Jason usually has a little something somewhere, and usually Michael goes off on a one too.
Yeah, sometimes. Hopefully that doesn't become a theme. Because if I'm ranting, something wrong has happened.
Something bad happened somewhere.
Yes.
It ain't right. It ain't right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, guys.